It's been a crazy few years. For everyone.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're looking at movies that received significant theatrical releases in 2023, ultimately falling well below the threshold of profitability.
It's Helena. Helena Shaw.
Wombat.
Number 10, Blue Beetle.
Excuse me, sir. How do I look?
Like you're 6 figures in debt.
Okay.
The upcoming DCU may be the shot in the arm that the floundering superhero genre needs. However, Warner Brothers jumped the James Gunn when they announced this soft reboot, making any remaining DCEU movies feel non-essential. Despite mostly positive reviews and a likable, diverse cast, Blue Beetle became the lowest-grossing DCEU film.
Sorry, but it's just everything right now feels so out of reach, and I feel like I failed you guys.
Considering that it was initially developed as an HBO Max exclusive, it's not like Warner Brothers ever expected Blue Beetle to be a huge moneymaker. Yet, the fact that the film's box office intake barely surpassed its $104 million budget is a testament to growing superhero fatigue. Had it come out 10 years ago, Blue Beetle's profitability might have been guaranteed. In 2023, though, it couldn't reach an estimated break-even point of $208 million.
What the hell?
Number 8, Air.
How you doing, Brandon? I'm Sonny Vaccaro. I'm with Nike. It's good to see you. I'll come down and say hello. Hey, Terrence.
Hey, man.
How are
Thanks
you?
for the shoes.
Yeah, they're looking really good.
If you make a witty drama for adult audiences, people will take notice. Just maybe not right away. Exploring the fascinating story behind Air Jordan, this sports biopic received universal critical acclaim and an A cinema score. On its opening weekend, though, Air couldn't jump as high as the Super Mario Bros. Movie, only falling from there.
It's hard to quantify that to a board.
You know what I do here.
You're losing.
While the film made back its $90 million budget, that doesn't account for its hefty advertising campaign, which included a $7 million Super Bowl ad. Since Amazon originally intended to send the film straight to streaming, Air's success shouldn't be measured based on box office alone. Although Air has performed well on Prime Video, we may be past the days when a mid-budget drama could turn a profit theatrically.
These things go great with video.
Yeah, we got that. We have to show it. Well, Sonny, marketing put good time into that.
Okay, this team is good enough.
Number 8, Haunted Mansion.
You want to know what I found? Nothing. Not a thing. Ghosts don't exist. Life is dirt. We're all dirt.
Disney's 100th anniversary unfortunately coincided with one of its worst recent years at the box office. Part of that might be because Disney Plus has damaged the company's theatrical brand, but quality is another factor. In the case of Haunted Mansion, the reviews were only slightly better than the Eddie Murphy version released 20 years earlier. Too scary for little kids and not mature enough for older audiences, this $150 million horror comedy proved to be a ghost town when it opened in July.
Once you come inside, that's it. There is no going back.
I guess it's just a risk I'm willing to take.
That release date didn't help, as an October opening would have been ideal given the subject matter. Disney made the same mistake with Hocus Pocus 30 years ago, but where that film became a Halloween classic, Haunted Mansion seems DOA.
I can show you what happened, but it will cost you $3.
Number 7, Renfield.
The moment I'm gone, they will lock you away for what you've done for me.
Just because Bram Stoker's novel is public domain doesn't mean that Dracula movies are the soundest investment. Universal delivered 2 Dracula-centric films in 2023 that failed to take a bite out of the box office. The Last Voyage of the Demeter didn't even make back half of its $45 million production budget. Renfield drained even more money from the studio, making a meager $26.7 million against a $65 million investment.
And if we could all thank Mr. Renfield for his brave efforts.
While Nicolas Cage's Dracula is chef's kiss casting, studios have repeatedly overestimated his ability to pack cinemas. The people who constantly meme Cage on social media aren't necessarily the same demographic buying tickets. The film may have cult potential, but much like Renfield himself, Universal's relationship with Dracula is probably beyond salvaging.
I think that you caught me at a low moment and you maybe manipulated me. Do you use me at a low moment? Do you use some of your power?
No.
Number 6, Shazam, Fury of the Gods.
And I can't say this to anyone else because my family looks to me as a leader, but I feel like a fraud.
You understand I'm a pediatrician.
Let's be honest, there would have been a lot more hype surrounding the Shazam sequel if it had marked Dwayne Johnson's introduction to the DCEU as Black Adam. Since Johnson insisted that Black Adam get his own movie, Warner Brothers wound up producing 2 giant bombs. Where the original Shazam stood out with its quirky sense of humor, the follow-up failed to bring anything fresh to the equation.
Now we get to have our fun. Fun is for children, dear. We are at war.
Lightning didn't strike twice on Rotten Tomatoes, and the same goes for the box office, reportedly losing the studio around $150 million. Fury of the Gods was an early sign that 2023 would be a rough year for DC and superheroes in general. Sorry, Zavanna, but it doesn't look like Mr. Mind is coming back for you.
Oh, no, don't worry, sir. I have a plan.
Really? Because it looked like all you guys are sandwiched.
Number 5, The Marvels.
Annihilation! I don't like that name.
For nearly 15 years, the MCU printed money simply by existing. Between an overabundance of content and a dip in quality, that's no longer the case. Whereas the original Captain Marvel had the advantage of coming out between 2 Avengers pictures, people had a hard time getting excited about the sequel.
S.H.I.E.L.D. alone can't protect us. We need to find more.
Casual fans who slept on WandaVision and Miss Marvel were likely confused by the marketing. Loyal fans didn't expect it to drastically shake up the MCU beyond a post-credits scene, which was spoiled in a trailer anyway. Suffering the MCU's worst opening weekend to date, the Marvels still might have prevailed with a smaller budget. With reshoots bringing the price tag to more than $270 million, Marvel no longer has the luxury of burning cash.
What is happening to me?
Number 4, The Expendables 4.
You know what it is? I've got your skills and then some, and neither of you like it because you're both cavemen.
She's talking to you.
Actually, she's looking in your direction.
The Expendables is one of those franchises that audiences kept giving a chance, but it never quite lived up to its action-packed potential. Seeing how the last entry in the series underperformed almost a decade ago, we can't imagine that anyone was clamoring for a 4th installment. Since Hollywood values brand recognition above all else, however, Lionsgate brought Sylvester Stallone back for one last job.
What do you think of my analysis? Pretty good.
I think you're a moron.
We know that it's always one last job, but if the box office returns are any indication, Barney Ross can officially retire. Grossing just over $50 million, The Expendables 4 struggled to recoup half of its budget, barely making a quarter of the previous film's intake. This sequel proved every bit as expendable as the title suggests.
This is a bad joke.
Well, you disobeyed a direct order from your superior, and that causes the mission, so you're out.
Number 3, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania.
Remember the people who got you here. You couldn't have done it without them. Hey, I'm just a guy who got fired from Baskin-Robbins. Sometimes you just get lucky.
Quantumania marked a rocky start for the MCU's 5th phase, falling short of its break-even point by more than $100 million. Fans of the previous 2 films were generally disappointed by this overblown 3rd entry, which traded screwball comedy for empty spectacle. Despite her name being in the title, the Wasp was underutilized, with more attention going toward Kang the Conqueror.
You're an interesting man. Scott Lang.
The film was meant to introduce theatrical viewers to the MCU's next big bad, but given Jonathan Majors' recent legal troubles, the investment in Kang has backfired in more ways than one. Quantumania would have benefited from a smaller scale, centering on Scott and Hope's relationship. Instead, Marvel went big with a $200 million Kang Dynasty preview, getting crushed like an ant.
I've heard so much about you and your ants. What are ants, anyway? Do we have them down here?
Number 2, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Wow.
Thanks for putting up with me.
With With Crystal Skull being a punchline, Indiana Jones's final adventure needed to be nothing short of exceptional if Disney was going to win back old fans and whip up new ones. Since Harrison Ford was almost 80 when filming commenced, Dial of Destiny already had some limitations in the stunt department. But hey, it's nothing that expensive de-aging effects can't compensate for, right?
You were alone? Spy. You were alone?
With delays from COVID only contributing to the budget, Dial of Destiny cost as much as $300 million. Any hope that Indy's legacy sequel might be this year's Top Gun Maverick was shot down following a lackluster opening weekend, going on to lose Disney around $100 million. If you want fortune and glory, spending big bucks to make big bucks isn't always practical.
Without Helena or the Dial, I'm going to get framed for murder.
We thought about calling Marion.
She doesn't want to talk to me.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. The Flash.
Hi.
Warner Brothers wishes it could travel back 5 years when multiverse movies were fresh. Superheroes provided reliable revenue, and Ezra Miller wasn't so problematic. While this long-awaited DC project had a ton of baggage, it was still a Flash movie featuring Supergirl and Michael Keaton's Caped Crusader comeback.
You are in here.
Yeah. I'm Batman.
How disastrous could the results be? Well, The Flash made about $30 million more than Batman and Robin did 26 years ago. When adjusted for inflation, Batman and Robin actually sold more tickets. The Flash still outgrossed Blue Beetle and Shazam 2, but also had a much higher budget. Although WB's higher-ups championed it as one of the greatest superhero movies ever, the estimated $200 million loss has left the studio in dire need of a new hero.
If you are listening, sorry about your parents. I'm just trying to save mine.
Which film do you think can save the box office in 2024? Place your bets in the comments.
What's next? Where does the ride take you?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.